Well, you know what? Throughout the course of the week, we've been taking a look at all different kinds of trends. What can we expect from 2015? And right now, we're turning our attention to the property and housing market. So what can we expect if you're a home owner or if you are even thinking about entering the housing market? Well, joining us this morning on the show is Maziar. He's the Chief Marketing Officer at Private Property to give us a bit of a glimpse as to what we can expect. Maziar, thank you so much for joining us this morning, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, and thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be talking to you because as a homeowner myself, I would love to know what the property and housing market is doing, especially now going into 2015. First up though, how was 2014? How did it behave?
Well, 2014 definitely was a very, very nice year for property trade. So we have seen a lot of very happy homeowners, both sellers and buyers who did their deal in 2014. Prices in general have went up around 7% over the entire market, and that's true for all the price ranges. Fascinating enough is that the amount of first-time homeowners, that's about 25% of the entire homeowners being new homeowners. So we are seeing definitely an increasing middle class in South Africa now being able to afford a house for themselves. And there is also the trend that new developments have been growing, about 60% raise over the last year. And this is true for estate living, but also for affordable living in places like Soweto.
That's it. Oh, Soweto as well, very uprising area. Stain City, what we're looking at now, of course, as well, very, very popular. So in a nutshell, basically, looking at 2015, better for buyers or sellers?
Well, it's definitely an opportunity to get into the market as a homeowner and see what you can get for your current property. There is a huge demand, so we are seeing a shortage in stock, particularly in the metro areas.
All right. Now, you've spoken about some of the new developments as well happening across the country. What are some of the most popular areas that people will be looking at buying or even selling their houses in South Africa?
Well, definitely there is a trend that the metro areas outperform the non-metro areas. So we are seeing among the major hubs in South Africa, in Gauteng, in Cape Town, in the Western Cape, and also in KZN, some areas that are very, very in high popular demand. And that is also actually true for a number of places further down the garden route where people are interested in buying properties.
That's good news for me. I happen to see my area, Tableview, Blouberg side on there as well, so it looks like I bought in the right spots as well. In terms of the price ranges, people looking at buying the houses, what are the average price range that we are looking at?
Well, typically we are looking at three different clusters in South Africa. There is a price range of affordable housing under R500,000. Then the typical price range is somewhere between 750,000 and 1.5 million. About 60% actually of the properties that are currently listed on private property are under 1.5 million. And then everything above is about 1/3 of the market.
All right, so mostly. The type of properties as well. I mean, what are people looking for? Is it big houses? Is it apartments, flats?
Well, the two trends that exist are definitely that people are looking for new developments, houses that fit exactly their needs, so the number of bedrooms matching basically what their needs are. We are looking at new developments in estates. That's a trend that will continue in 2015. And also the affordable housing market with properties that are in a range that, again, the middle class can afford. There is also the trend that people who can invest in apartments in the hubs actually buy to rent out places. And this will see an increase also in 2015.
All right. Let's talk a bit about the Atlantic Seaboard. We've seen a huge increase in terms of price in the Atlantic Seaboard. Is it still viable to buy in a place like this? Are you still going to get your money's worth?
I absolutely believe so. Over the last 5 years, we have seen around 30% of price increase on the Atlantic Seaboard. And out of the 10 hottest spots in South Africa, 7 of them are actually located either on the Atlantic Seaboard or in the southern suburb of Cape Town. So I think the demand there is actually continuing to justify the high prices.
All right. So taking all of this into account, if you just strip it down for us, what would your advice be going into 2015 with concerns to property?
Well, I absolutely would encourage everyone who is not in the market yet to get into the market. There is stock available. Banks are giving out loans. If you have found the property of your dreams, just make sure to secure it and start a new life.
All right. And if you are a homeowner already?
Well, you probably want to hold on to your property and see how the demand is going to develop in your specific area. It's best to consult with real estate agents who are your partners as a property owner to give you the best advice for your particular market.
Awesome. Maziar, thank you so much for joining us this morning, giving us a sneak peek into the property market for 2015. As he said, well, now is the time to buy. So thanks for the property insight. And I read in the Times as well that the houses are still far more affordable now than 7 years ago. So once again, just a little bit of initiative to get into the market if you can. Next up, though, there is no question that Knysna is known for its famous forest and beautiful woods. While holiday, we went to find out how the town is reawakening and educating its new generation about its indigenous timbers through the Knysna Timber Initiative. Let's find out about the work that they do.